In this video, I'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home Lizard and Electro figures. I've had these figures for pretty much since they came out. I actually got this one on Amazon for $25, and then this one on Amazon because it's an Amazon exclusive for the $35 price point. But both of these retailed for the exact same price, and yeah, this one's way bigger than this one, and this one's also missing the thing in the chest, but you know, it is what it is. Here's the side of the box, back, the bottoms, the tops have both of the same logo, which is pretty cool, and then the other side, nice artwork. But let's open these up and take a closer look. So here are both figures out of their boxes with their accessories laid out. Electro comes with an extra set of open wide hands. Cool, nice, you know, silver paint with the lines, black fingers, well, skin tone fingers. Cool, I guess. He also comes with electric effects. Now these are technically new, and I say that because these were used for the female Electra or female Electro for the Marvel Legends line, the comic book Marvel Legends figure. And this figure came out pretty much at the same time, so these were just used for both. So it's kind of new, kind of not, but they look cool. You know, a bunch of holes so you can slip the arms through, so that's kind of cool and interesting. And then as for Lizard, he comes with an extra set of wide open hands, which is kind of weird because he has a wide open hand, but it's more of a gripping hand for his left and one right fist. I wish he came with two fists. That just sucks. Again, $35. You didn't give us a new torso, which I'll get into shortly, but nice, you know, skin tone otherwise, and fingertips, you know, pretty good nonetheless. He does come with an extra angry, not really angry, more like sad head sculpt. I would not be using this. I'm gonna use a streaming one, but cool they included it. Nice paint details throughout the eyes, the top of the head. You know, it's, I don't know how to explain the way this head sculpt looks to me. And then he does have a tail. This is not bendy wire, which kind of wish it was. It just rotates at the end, and obviously to plug it in, you just grab the figure and you just port it in like so. Cool, nice paint. But let's take a closer look at Lizard first. So here is the figure, more of the open mouth head sculpt, nice eyes, the mouth, the paint, the teeth. You'd even to get some gum detail in there. Nice kind of watermelon paint. The texture, this neck piece I believe is new. You know, throughout the paint, the sculpt, the arms and the legs are new, but the torso isn't, which kind of sucks just due to the fact that, you know, they already used, if I'm pretty sure, the arms and legs for the SDCC 2025 Sauron, and then the previous Sauron was on the older one. It's like you could have just put an ab crunch right there. That would have done so much, because here it's like non-existent. It's there, but that ab crunch would have gave this figure so much detail. And I don't know, I feel like the legs kind of I don't know, this feels newer, because it is, compared to this feels a little soft. This is what, 10 years maybe? I could be wrong about that, but obviously you get the fisted hand. As you can see, this has 3 fingers, then over here 4, so it's weird. I'm pretty sure that's how it is in the movie. Pinless, which, you know, at least that. And then you have the, I think you say, what do you call these, digitirated legs? I don't know. Nice paint at the feet, peg holes at the bottom. The back, no real paint. This would have, I think, needed a wash at least would have gave this figure so much, you know, it would look so much better with a wash on it. That's what I think, at least. And here we have the Electro, just more satisfying to look at in my opinion. No extra head sculpt, which sucks because the sculpt is there. That looks like Jamie Foxx, but maybe the licensing was too much is what I'm assuming, so they left this, which either way I would have left him with this. But if it came with an extra Jamie Foxx head, I could have done like a Django Unchained custom figure. I love that movie. He doesn't come with the arc reactor, which would have been really cool. I have seen some people sell a little tiny arc reactor for like $5-10, so I might pick one up because that would do so much. And you know, just looking at this figure, it is not worth the $35. Like, look at this. This is, you know, molded, not painted. It just, I don't get how this was $35. Now I did get mine for $25 from Amazon. They had a sale. I'm pretty sure it's still on sale last I checked, but nice paint there. The knees, which are kind of weird, like, I don't know, that's just weird to me the way they did that here, but nonetheless looks good. The strap to hold the boots, I guess, to hold the things, they're plugged in. The double joints, the butt pockets, the paint back here, nice textures. Again, for $35, this should have came with an extra head sculpt, or at least way more paint, but they didn't even do that, which kind of sucks and just brings this figure down. Now for $25, better than most figures, but for $35, that's just not it. As for the articulation, it's what you expect. It's a Marvel Legend figure. Head can look up, down, rotate, slight pivot. No neck articulation, or at least I think it's a separate piece, but it doesn't really move in there, at least I don't think. Shoulders, let's see. Okay, you know, the things are gonna move, and this feels gummy, and the pig I feel like is short, so that's kind of scary. Bicep swivel, double elbows, which, there we go, move really good. All of the 4 pairs of hands have your claw hinge right there. As for the torso, he has a ball joint up here, ball joint at the waist, which is quite interesting. All together, you know, nice crunch. Back, decent. Side to side is really good. And then these things do unplug, so you can rotate them if you want to, like, really get some cool poses like that. As for the hips, they move out really good, so that's nice. Kicking forward, not quite 90, but good enough in my opinion. Back, not that much. Thigh swivel, double knees, almost. Oh no, he kicks his ass. Now there is no boot swivel, but I think this is a separate piece, so I don't know why they couldn't include that. But the ankles move down, up, ankle pivot, and a peg hole at the bottom of the feet. As for Lizard's articulation, the head can move, well, forward, but it's kind of weird, but you gotta like hinge it to look down. Can move up a pretty good amount, and then you do get a nice tilt at the head. Really like that, just for those, you know, punching poses or whatever. The shoulders hinge out that much. That's actually really good. They can obviously rotate. You do get a bicep swivel, double elbows, moving really good. And then all the hands are on a claw hinge, which makes sense. As for the diaphragm joint, it's again alright, moving forward, back, not that much, pivot and rotation. As for the legs, they hinge a really good amount actually. That's actually not bad. Forward, decent, I'd say. Back, not so much. You do get a thigh swivel, double knees, which move really good. And as for the ankles, they move back a really good amount. That's actually really good. Forward, decent. Ankle pivot and a peg hole at the bottom of the feet. No joint right here. Usually there's like another swivel there. They probably cheaped out, which kind of sucks. I did forget about the tail, so that just swivels right there. Again, no bendy wire, which kind of sucks. It is a flexible material, but would have really liked a bendy wire, even with the holes there. That would have been so cool, you know, especially since they didn't do the torso. As for the comparisons, here he is compared to a Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. Nice size. I like this size because this is my favorite Spider-Man body. That's actually not too bad. Obviously he has to look up, he has to look down. I like that. Here he is compared to a NECA God of War Kratos, which nice size. Again, 7-inch scale. He's like what, 7 inches. Here is a McFarlane Toys Batman. And then finally here he is compared to a SHF Goku. As for Electro, here he is compared to the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. Again, not too bad. Comic, realistic. He's more taller than him. Here is the God of War Kratos from NECA. Here is a McFarlane Toys Batman. Not too bad. And here is the Kaioken Goku. Again, anime realistic, but whatever. And then both figures compared to each other, you know, pretty nicely from the movie. You know, when you have him, he's gonna be like squat on your shelf, or at least on mine, you know. So that's actually good. Again, should have came with that torso. That just irritates the fuck out of me. So what are my thoughts on these figures? I am quite happy to have them. To finally almost finish my No Way Home figures. I never got the Marvel Legends Sandman because I was hoping Diamond Select Toys would do him, but obviously they went out of business, so I'm gonna have to go get that Marvel Legends one, or maybe a third party. I did see a third party of this one. It was $100 and I was gonna get it, but for 100 it didn't seem that much worth it, and the cloth goods didn't look good. So for 25 for this one, worth it. Not worth the 35. I think on Amazon he's down that 25. If not, just wait. This one will probably go down as well. Nitpicks, again, the price. This should have came with more paint, extra head sculpt, and I think it would have been almost, not really, it needed maybe $30. This one needed bendy wire tail, sorry, and the ab crunch right there would have done this figure justice in my opinion. But you know, they know they can upcharge because it's a Spider-Man figure. We've been wanting these figures for quite some time, and no other company will probably give us these figures. Maybe Mayfix would do this one. I doubt it, but you know, would be cool. But nonetheless, I'm excited to have these finally on my shelf. Now fuck off.